Her voice was almost unsettlingly calm when she said it. Go ahead. Move out. She said it the way someone offers a glass of water, casual, thoughtless, painless. Except it cut straight through me. I remember my hand gripping the doorknob, completely frozen, my reflection faint in the metal. Eyes that didn't look like mine anymore. Too empty. Too still. She stood behind me with her arms crossed, waiting for me to beg the way she was sure I would. I didn't say a word. That silence rattled her, and I was glad it did. Because something inside me had already shifted quietly, cleanly, like a lock clicking into place. I walked out without a suitcase, without an argument, without even looking back. I gave her nothing. That night, the air in my temporary apartment felt thin and unfamiliar. I lay on a mattress I pulled from storage, listening to the low hum of the refrigerator, knowing one thing for certain. She told me to leave because she believed I wouldn't. She was wrong. And beneath that certainty, there was something else I couldn't ignore. I'd felt it earlier that week in the way she avoided my eyes, in the way she smiled at her phone like it was sharing a secret meant only for her. I didn't know the truth yet, but I could sense it. A quiet tremor under everything, like the ground shifting before a storm. And I understood then I wasn't walking away from her. I was walking towards something. The signs had started small. Meetings that didn't line up with her calendar. Showers taken the second she walked in the door. A trace of cologne that wasn't mine. I told myself not to notice, pretend that the world wasn't slowly tilting. But the real break came the night she laughed at a message on her lock screen. While sitting across from me. She didn't even try to hide it, just flipped the phone face down. When she realized I caught a glimpse of a name I didn't recognize. Who's that? I asked. She shrugged. Work. The answer came too fast, too smooth, too practiced. Something cold settled in my chest. After that, everything fell into place on its own. The sudden gym trips at strange hours. The sharp defensiveness over simple questions. The way she asked twice if I'd be home late one evening. Her voice light, careless. Like she was planning around someone else. Still, I didn't confront her. I watched. I waited. I listened to what she didn't say. She thought my distance meant I was hurting. The truth was, I was calculating. And when she told me, go ahead, move out, I finally understood what she really meant. Clear the space. Make it easier. Don't look too closely. She didn't know I already was. The first thing I did after moving out was log into our shared phone account. She'd forgotten I still had access. The call history pulled up instantly, and one number jumped out: late night calls. Long conversations, the same pattern repeating again and again. A man, younger, judging by the social media trail tied to the number. My stomach didn't twist or burn. It just went still, like a stone sinking into calm water. I ordered a DNA test, not for a child, but for myself, to ground the part of me that needed facts instead of guesses. I needed to know if my instincts were betraying me or telling the truth. Then I started tracking her routines quietly, carefully. Her gym visits lined up perfectly with the man's location tags. Her lunch breaks matched the hours he disappeared from work. Her moods rose and fell like she was juggling two lives and failing at both. I collected proof without panic, without desperation: screenshots, location data, bank statements showing meals for two on days she claimed she hadn't eaten. Each piece didn't shock me, it confirmed what I'd already accepted. I never called her, never asked a single question. She assumed I was sulking in silence. In reality, I was building something she couldn't outrun. The final proof arrived in a plain envelope, phone record subpoenaed through a legal request. I'd filed days earlier. She never imagined I'd move that quickly. The timeline was undeniable. Months of contact, dozens of meetings, a clean, precise record that erased every lie she'd ever told me. I drove back to the house we once shared. She opened the door wearing a look I knew well, pity mixed with irritation. You're back to talk? She asked. No, I said, handing her the folder. Nothing else, no anger. No accusations. She opened it and read the first page. The color drained from her face. No. No, she whispered, her voice breaking as I stepped away. She followed me across the cold floor, barefoot and frantic. Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you? I didn't even look at her. Because I didn't need your explanation. She stared at me like I was someone she'd never met. Maybe I was. I left the folder on the kitchen counter and walked out. Then I called her father. I didn't accuse her. I didn't explain. I simply said, you should visit your daughter today. That was all it took. Hours later, alone in my empty apartment, my phone buzzed with a single message. He's here. What did you tell him? I didn't reply. I could picture it clearly, her father slamming the folder down, demanding answers. His disappointment louder than any accusation I could have made. The words I chose not to say became the ones he delivered for me. He walked away from you quietly, with proof, without a scene. And you didn't deserve even that. My revenge wasn't loud. It was silence she couldn't argue with. I never went back. I ignored her calls. I didn't read the messages begging me to talk. There was nothing left to say. The truth had already spoken. I wasn't angry anymore, I was free. When I closed my eyes at night, I understood something with absolute clarity. She expected me to break, to beg, to hold on. Instead, she watched her lies collapse in front of the one person whose disappointment hurt more than my absence ever could. In that quiet, I finally understood the power of leaving without a sound, and I slept with a calm I hadn't felt in years. My last thought before drifting off was simple and sharp. Some endings don't need closure, just distance.